Hello, my name is Gabriel from Gabac USA. In this video, I'll show you how to change the Gorilla Glass. In this class, we are going to see the theory, so you will keep in mind all the things that I'm going to show you, so it will prevent you to break the cell phone and to have a successful repair. Before starting, you are going to need these tools and these parts. The tool that you're going to need is a heat gun, infrared thermometer, Victorinox, swift knife, cars, UV light, and parts. It will be Gorilla Glass, UV glue, this brand APS or generic one, also glue like a generic glue remover, and auto polish. I'll show you the physical things. First, the heat gun. You can use this heat gun, it works very well. The brand is Black & Decker, the professional edition. Now I'll show you the infrared thermometer. You can use this, it works very well. It's a laser one, it has like a pointer. So I don't know if you can see it, but you see the display here. Later on, you are going to need like a swift knife, like I said, a Victorinox. This model is Cider tool, it's very good. It has all the tips that you're going to need to unscrew the screws from the cell phone, of course. You're going to need some card to separate the LCD from the Gorilla Glass. Now you're going to need the UV light. This is the UV light that you can buy. I'll leave the link on the description, so with all the things that you can buy. So this one works very well and it's not that expensive. Now the parts. You're going to need a Gorilla Glass, so the replacement, something like that. It's very cheap too. Of course, this kind of repair is cheaper than buying the whole LCD and everything. Later, you're going to need a UV glue. If you can buy the two brands, that is much better. You can buy this one. This one is the best one I have found. And later on, you can get one of these with a green top. With the green top, that is the best thing that you can get. I just mixed it up. So this one goes here. This is the green one. So with the green top. Or you can get the octopus. It works well. I'll show you later on in this video why you have to buy different kind or different brand, of course. You're going to need the glue. In this case, I use this brand, is Uhu, it's from Germany. It works well and you can use anything that is generic. Please don't use those super glue because that will melt the circuit or even the flex that the cell phone has here. I'll teach you later. You're going to need a glue remover, so you have to buy maybe a little can or something like that to remove the glue. It may come in a little bottle like this, so you don't need that much. You will need auto polish like this. I mean, this is the brand, but you can find whatever suit your needs. So this product indeed is to polish the car, so whatever you use to polish your car, you can use this to clean the phone. So here I wrote all the things that you have to do is heat the glass, remove the glass, clean the LCD, take apart the logic board and camera, put the UV glue, cure it, put all things back together. So let's start with the procedure. Once you are going to work on the phone, you have to keep in mind these things. Here you may have the flex, depending of the model. This kind of video that I'm making here is usually for the Samsung Galaxy, the family of Samsung Galaxy, so most of them, they are all the same. They changed some things, but usually the methodology is the same for each one of them. So what you are going to find is the frontal camera. Here you will have a sensor and the ear speaker. You will have the home button and the sensors here and a flex. A flex sometimes depend of the model. It can be here on the bottom or it can be here on the top. So you have to be careful depending of the cell phone that you're going to fix. So that is very important. How can you find out about this? In some of the videos that I'm making in this channel, I will be posting where is the flex. Also, if you see the procedure of the video, you will see where is the flex. So if you have any doubt, also you can leave me a comment below and I'll try to help you. First of all, before starting, you have to hit all the screen here. You don't have to go above 100 degrees Celsius. So I'll write it down so you will see. And I think it's like 212 in Fahrenheit. So be sure about that. How you will know how much temperature are you applying, because you are going to use this device. This is the infrared thermometer. So when you put it on the cell phone, you will see where the laser is the temperature. So you have to be very careful with that. Once you have reached 100 degrees, remember that everything should be even, like heat all over the phone, and you can start putting the knife on the top. If the flex is here, try to put it on the top, and do the same if the flex is on the top, start from the bottom. So just to make sure that you're not going to damage the flex. Also remember that depending on the model, some flex are on the buttons here, so be careful with that. If you start from here, try not to cut the flex. So that is very important, otherwise it will be a mess. So once you have done that, you can start putting the card. Like I showed you before, you can put the card here, and then with the swift knife you can put it a little bit more, and then when you can put the whole card, like in the whole screen, you start moving it in this way. So never towards your side or your face, just keep it pushing to this side, otherwise you may break it. Also make sure that the temperature is between 80 to 100. If it gets cold and you keep pushing, you may break the LCD. So try to keep the temperature all the time. Once you have removed the whole thing and you have the cell phone in perfect shape, before going ahead, try to turn it on and see if it works. If you didn't break anything and the cell phone works fine, okay, you can continue with the procedure. Remember one thing, before putting heat over the phone, try to remove, of course, the battery, and after that you can put the battery back to turn it on and to check it that everything is okay. So remember that when the phone has a lot of heat, the processor will be like slow. So when you turn it on, just leave it like 2 or 3 minutes, so it will load all the programs and everything. And once it have loaded everything, you can start touching the screen and see if it works. Because sometimes if you turn it on just right away, you will see that the phone is not responding, the LCD or something like that. But that is because the phone is slow at that moment. But if you leave it a few minutes, when it gets cold, so it will work just fine. Once you have finished that, you have to clean the whole screen. So you can use alcohol, or you can use the glue remover or whatever you have at your hand, and then try to clean the whole screen. Once you have done that, you can use the auto polish that I showed you before. With this, you can, and a little piece of cloth, you can make shine the screen and make it like a brand new. So if everything is okay, you should be able to proceed. Otherwise, if you have any problem like the Windows tint, because the screen has a Windows tint on the top all over the screen, so it will have more contrast, so it will have more accurate picture and everything will look much better. If you remove that, everything will look like blurry or something like bad quality. So if you damage that, you have to buy that piece of Windows tint to put it back all together, but try to avoid that. So after you have cleaned that, let's make sure that everything works like I said before. And the next step will be to take apart the speaker here and the sensor and the camera. Sometimes some phones you can leave the speaker, it doesn't matter. On other phones, the speaker and the sensor are all together, so you have to be sure not to break anything. The same with the camera. Sometimes the camera is together with the sensor, depending on the model, but you have to keep that in mind. So just remove whatever you have here. So the reason is because if you put some glue here and the glue overflow in this area, you will damage the camera. So you will not be able to use it, or it might be blurry when you try to take pictures. So keep in mind that. Or if you put some glue on the sensor, the phone will not work well, because if you put it on your face or if you put it away, it might do weird things. So keep that in mind. So these parts are very important. Once you have done that, also you can remove the logic board that you have in the other side of the phone. That would be a good thing, because sometimes when you put the UV glue and it overflows, it might go to the other side and it might affect the circuit. So usually it depends on how much you use. Usually it doesn't happen, but if it happens, it's bad to clean up everything. So try to avoid that. If you can remove like the whole logic board, the sensor, the camera and everything, that will be awesome. So try to do that if you can. The next thing, once you have done that, you can put the UV glue here, like in this form. Try to make like a fork here, and the same here. You do the same. Like I'll try to draw it like that, and then do this and try to make a line here, something like that, like a cross, and that will be okay. So when you put the glass, it will spread all over the phone, so it will be okay. I mean, on the screen, on the LCD. So why I have choose, and I told you before, to use two different brands. This is the reason, because with this brand, the APS brand, it dries very fast when you put it under UV light, so it's very good. And this one, it dries but not that fast, so I'll tell you why. When you put it here with this UV glue, the thing that will happen when you put it under the UV light, it will dry very fast, and that is a good thing. Also, when it dries, it becomes like a rock. It's like very hard to remove and everything. So if you get on the glass here, because in the glass you have like a little hole where the camera goes, so if some glue goes here, like in this part, in the window on this glass, it will be very difficult to clean it up once you have put all the things together, the LCD and the Gorilla Glass. So to avoid that, you can use this, because if it happens that the UV glue goes in this hole, what you will do with this kind of glue, you can use like a little pliers or twisters, and you can remove the whole thing, and the glass will be like clean, like nothing happens. Instead, if you do this, it will be like moisty. You will have always this kind of glue here, because when the glue goes under the Gorilla Glass, like on the front here, because it has paint on the top, it has paint, so the UV light will not be able to penetrate the glass, so it will not dry here. So you will always have some kind of glue, and it will put some spot on the glass, so that will be very bad. So that is why I highly recommend to use both glues. So later on I'll tell you why. You will be asking yourself why I don't just use this in the whole screen and that's it. I'll tell you in a little bit. So when you have done that, remember to put the other glue, like this one, the Uhu or the generic one, all over around, because like I said before, because you have the paint here on the borders, the glue will not get solid. So if you, in the future, if you have to remove the phone or whatever, you have to remove you have to take it apart for another maintenance or whatever. It happens overall, it happens usually on the Note 2 or Note 3, so that you have to do like a little pushing to remove the whole screen and the bezel from the back. So that is why you have to put some glue on the border, but just very little. If you can use a little bit. If you don't use anything, it will stay. I mean, nothing will happen, but in the future, if you have to do another work on the phone, it will be difficult not to break the borders or it will not be difficult to not to break the borders of the Gorilla Glass. So that is one of the reasons. And other thing why you have to use the other glue, this one here. Here you will use the black one, like I said before, the APS here, and the common one you will use it from here to the bottom. The reason is this, because sometimes if you use the good one here and there is some UV glue here, the thing is that the home button will become very hard to push, and that will be a problem, that because it might disable the button. So if you use this, it will be okay, because you can push it and all the liquid will be coming out, so that will be easy to do with this. You will say, well, here I have the paint, maybe it will not get harder, but sometimes it does, because you may have like a little light here, because of course it's not one piece, it's two pieces, like one is the bottom and the other is the glass. So the UV glue may go through those little holes or from the glass, and then it may get hard inside. So that is one thing to think about it. Okay, now that you have done everything I said, okay, now that you have put all the glue on the screen, try to put the Gorilla Glass like very slowly, otherwise it will start making like bubbles. So if you have bubbles here, it will be hard to get rid of them, because you have to start pushing here and try to move the bubbles to one side, to the top or wherever, so try to avoid that. So If you do it slowly, nothing will happen. Fast, bubbles everywhere. So once you have done that you have put it very slowly, what you have to do is leave this light like on for 2 or 3 minutes, and then start putting the phone like this, just in the top part, just a little bit, just this part here. And then once it becomes solid, leave it like 30 minutes, leave it like 30 seconds or 1 minute, it will become solid. And then try to turn it around and do the other side, and once everything is in place, you see no bubbles, everything is solid, just leave it inside like 15 minutes. That will be enough to cure the whole UV glue that you are using. Okay, now that you have finished this, I hope everything is okay and that you have no bubbles and everything is working at this moment for you. So the next part that you're going to do is put all the parts back together. So you will have to put the logic board and then the sensor and the camera here. Also remember, if you see any kind of glue, try to remove that with some cotton and alcohol or whatever. Or if you want to do it like a little bit easier, you can flip it over, put it on the little oven like I showed you before with UV light, so it will get hard and it will be easier to peel out the glue, so you can do that. Remember to try and test the frontal camera so that it will look good, there is no glue on that part. So if there is some glue, try to remove it like I said with the tweezers, and if that is not enough, try to use like a toothpick with a little of cotton to clean the whole thing. Once it's perfect, you can put all the parts back together. Please remember that Galaxy 2 and 1, I guess, I don't remember very well, it has like a little ring here, so try to put it back in the new glass, because the new glass doesn't have that. Also the little silver thing that goes on top of the speaker here. So once you have finished that, put all the screws back together, try everything. If everything works okay, good job. I hope all the tips that I told you here to fix the phone will work for you. Let me comment if you have done it well and the job was successful. Also try to see all the other videos that I have about cell phone. I will try to put every week like videos about repairs, and once I have put all the cell phones that are from the mainstream, so you will have all the things that you need. If you like this video, click on like, and if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel so you will be updated with all the latest videos that I will be making every week. As always, my name is Gabriel, and I have enjoyed giving you this class, and see you to the next one.